Hey everyone, thanks for coming today. I'm Brian Woodworth, Director of Partner Technology at Aviatrix, and I'm joined in a video demo by Allison Wong, Senior Product Manager at Aviatrix. The topic of today's demo is leveraging GenAI for advanced threat response, where we're going to focus on how to use the Aviatrix plugin for Microsoft Copilot for security. So a little bit of background. How can GenAI through Aviatrix and Microsoft help with incident response? The idea here is really to make the steps of incident response more immediate, more efficient, and more effective, and having a centralized, intelligent place in which that can happen. So instead of having tool sprawl and jumping from one place, one dashboard to another, one log analysis system to another, one console to another, you can use Microsoft Copilot for Security as a centralized, consolidated place to move quickly and efficiently. And in order to get an intro into Aviatrix and then look at the plugin in action, we're going to turn it over to a demo.
Hi, I'm Allison Wong, Senior Product Manager at Aviatrix. I'm very excited to announce our integration with Microsoft Copilot for security. We strongly believe that integrating AI and security research with the ability to actually mitigate threats in real time will be a game changer as cyber defense becomes a growing issue. Cyber defense and our ability to act and react quickly and effectively to new threats is critical for cyber warfare. We believe that by integrating Microsoft Defender Threat Intelligence, Microsoft Copilot for Security, and Aviatrix, we can enable customers to research new threats and easily implement defensive tactics to mitigate the threat impact and protect their networks. We think that AI integration will reduce the time to risk mitigation through automation. Aviatrix is a cloud networking platform that helps businesses manage and secure their infrastructure across cloud providers. It provides a single point of management for network connectivity and security, and is designed to help businesses reduce costs, enhance cloud network visibility and security, optimize multi-cloud potential, and offer predictable cloud spending. Aviatrix offers a variety of features, including centralized controller, which automates and streamlines the deployment and management of cloud networking components, end-to-end encryption, providing high-performance encryption up to 100 gigabits per second, as well as real-time threat protection. We also provide network microsegmentation, which enables organizations to isolate different workloads and control access between them. We also offer customized monitoring tools, providing granular views of activity anywhere in your network at any point in time. And we integrate with cloud providers, leveraging native networking and security services such as peering and security groups. We support Azure, AWS, Google, Oracle, and Alibaba.
All right, great. So now on to the demo of the plugin in action.
Let me show you how to add the Aviatrix plugin for Microsoft Copilot for security. Towards the bottom, there's a button here that says Sources. Select that so you can see all the Microsoft plugins available here, as well as non-Microsoft plugins. Once our plugin is out of preview, it'll be available in the non-Microsoft portion here. But for now, you can add this custom plugin by selecting this icon, which says Upload Plugin. Select that one, and there are two formats that are acceptable. We've created an OpenAI plugin in a manifest.json format. You can select this one. We've provided a GitHub link, which will be provided in the associated PowerPoint, where you can download the manifest.json file and click Add. I've already created the Aviatrix Security Copilot Endpoints plugin, and now I just need to add my additional authentication. Here you'll provide your username and password, and you can also see some additional detail about the plugin itself. From here, you can click Save. And now you've added your Aviatrix plugin. Now that we've successfully installed our Aviatrix plugin for Microsoft Copilot for security, we're ready to use it. So we can start by leveraging the the prompts here, or we can go ahead and look at some prompt books that we've already created. In this case, I've already created some prompt books, and I'm looking at this from the view of a SOC analyst who maybe received an alert and wants to know more information about the threat and recommendations around what the potential impact to their environment is and what they need to do about it to mitigate that threat. So let's go ahead and start a new session and run this prompt book. In this case, these are the steps that we're going to go through. Again, looking at this from a SOC analyst perspective, so maybe they received an alert via Sentinel or other means, and they want to look for more information around this common vulnerability and exposure. We'll also check with Aviatrix to see if there are any existing firewall policies associated with this vulnerability and ports and protocols that are maybe leveraged by this threat. We'll also look to see if we have any existing traffic going over this port 445, and also just also check for NTLM traffic, which does go over port 445, but just showing that we can use both the numerical 445 or call out the specific protocol NTLM traffic. We'll also ask Aviatrix about blocking traffic on port 445, and then allow Aviatrix to show me recommendations that will allow us to drill down and actually mitigate the threat. So from here, we'll click on Submit. As you can see from here, it was able to leverage the Microsoft Threat Intelligence plugin, get more information about the CVE details. And then you can see the prepared response. In the details of the response, it provides a description as well as recommendations. So in this case, it's configure the network security, restrict NTLM and outgoing NTLM traffic to remote servers, and setting to block or audit outgoing NTLM traffic. Also, recommendations include blocking outbound traffic to port 445 from your network using your perimeter firewall, a local firewall, and VPN settings to prevent systems from sending NTLM authentication messages to remote file shares. So all of this is critical, and by providing this additional indicators of compromise from Microsoft, we can then figure out if this is an impact to our environment. In this case, we're looking for any existing firewall policies associated with this. Here, we don't see any any existing policies specifically for port 445, but we are provided all additional firewall policies that we can read through. There will actually queried the Aviatrix Copilot plugin to see if there was additional information associated with any traffic based on log files on TCP 445. We didn't see any of that. No NTLM traffic. And then the ability to block outbound 445 isn't available from this prompt, but it is available if you use Aviatrix Show Me Recommendations, and from here you can edit the firewall rule, edit smart group or web group, or create a new firewall rule. So these are all recommendations on how to mitigate and make those recommendations to block port 445 or limit or restrict access to port 445. From here, as we review the recommendations, we can update our firewall rules, update smart groups, which allow us to include an entire set of devices, or update a web group where we can then set a specific fully qualified domain names or URLs and create a restricted group. We can also add new firewall rules, and we also have the idea of a smart group, so where we can set certain policies based on a certain set of criteria associated with those devices, right? For instance, maybe I wanted to apply a policy to all of my SQL servers or to all of my Linux servers or something like that. We can also create new web groups, so this allows us to group devices based on certain criteria. So also consider what you might leverage for tagging capabilities and how you might apply policy based on tagging. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and create a smart group. So I'll click on that. From here, I'm dropped directly into the ability to create a rule. So in this case, I'm going to say restrict NTLM traffic. I can define specific groups that I want to apply this to. And in this case, so it's source and destination is the same. And we can set different web groups as well. So if they're restricted, in this case, I'm going to set it to all web. And in this case, I'm going to set the protocol to TCP, the port to 445, again covering NTLM traffic. In this case, I'm not going to permit, but deny. And then if there's an opportunity for orchestration or TLS decrypt, you can select that as well. But in this case, I'm going to go ahead and save this into drafts.
All right, so thanks for everyone that's attended. If you're curious to learn more about any of these products or any of these services, I've left some QR codes here for you. So feel free to take a screenshot of that, and hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thank you.